party's getting crazy. Let's rock.
What's going on, everyone? Great Talon here, and today the prey is going to be my Devil May Cry 5 review. So, like the title said, let's rock, baby. Let's do it. Jackpot. Let's get right into this. The time has indeed come for us to dissect and carve the wonderful world of demon hunting madness that ensues only when the very confines of Capcom's titular Devil May Cry series with the latest entry of Devil May Cry 5. So, I'm such a huge fan of this series. This series is insane. So much that I've purchased the Devil May Cry collection multiple times. Devil May Cry. In 2001, I bought Devil May Cry 1 for the PS2. 2 years later, I got the one we were supposed to not talk about, Devil May Cry 2, PS2. Then I got Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening in 2005. And then fast forward a bunch of years later, I rebought them again on Xbox 360. And long story short, I now own the Devil May Cry HD collection. Not only that, I have, of course, Devil May Cry 5 and also the spin-off Ninja Theory Devil May Cry game, which wasn't really received well by a lot of traditional fans, but you know, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good take on it, like an Americanized Devil May Cry, if you will. So today we will see how Devil May Cry 5 stacks up against other games in its series, and if it can truly top my personal favorite in the series, Devil May Cry 3, which is the photo on the artwork here, Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening, the special edition. So, without further ado, let's just jump right in. Let's see how it does. Or did, rather, now that I beat it. Okay, so graphics are up first. Piggybacking off their success with their new Resident Evil engine, with the RE engine with Resident Evil 7 and the latest installment, Resident Evil 2, Capcom has really done a lot to boast about when it comes to the visuals department. Not only is the game engine robust enough to compete with the big boy engines out there like the Unreal 4 engine, but there is just something about the polish of this engine, the little nuances and intricacies in place that add just the right amount of attention to detail that will truly be eye-candy and pretty much porn for your eyes. Action porn, that is. Character models in the game and in the in-game cutscenes have identifiable pores and dimples in place that you can even see the individual strands of hair flowing in the wind as you know, as they're moving and running and jumping around the environments, and you know, in the in-game cutscenes as well are just phenomenal. You know, as you can see here, they did a lot of homework and a lot of legwork even to make these characters come to life. The expressions on their face are some like I've never seen before. They have little smirks, grimaces, smiles, and whatnot, so on and so forth. That makes you almost want to reach out in the screen and try and pet them. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's pretty much just how real this game is and makes it feel. You know, and hair flow to me is such an underused mechanic in games nowadays in this day and age. I often wondered why so many companies treat hair physics like all of the hair in the world. Every character needs to be fixated with an exuberant amount of got-to-be glued hair that just keeps it spiky and like a freaking Nazi. Just no freaking then you know, flow, no imagination, no natural movement, just stiff like a board, like just stiff and annoying. So yes, let me go on record for saying that I tip my hat to Capcom here for giving a true look and feel, a natural look and feel to the hair flowing physics to the game, and that already looks breathtaking to behold. The game also runs at full-scale HDR and tries its best to upscale to 4K, at least on my PS4 Pro model that I was playing it on. The environments range from the streets of Earth to the depths of hell and all locales, while linear for the most part, provide a depth to scale in terms of graphical contouring, such as a scaling, crumbling, buildings that's chipping away, that are about to collapse. You can really start to notice the architect's attention to detail here, and you will be stopping more than once to take in the devilishly unique scenery. Other than that, the graphics are truly a sight to see and to believe, and to believe. In my video clips here do not do a justification at all, as opposed to seeing the game in real life on a 4K TV in full-scale HDR. Next up is gameplay and control. So here is where the real meat and potatoes is in Devil May Cry 5. You first take on the role as Devil Hunter Nero in the opening few chapters in such an over-the-top action romp that I will do my best here to break down for you guys and gals what happens when you take the reins that is an absolute sheer and utter euphoria in every single sense of the word. From slicing up demons by means of charging and revving up your blue rose sword as Nero like it was part Harley frickin' Davidson, to sending your prosthetic arm flying out of your body on a retractable cable on enemies to bring them back to you whilst wanting to scream out, you're just going to have a good time here, folks. It's that plain and simple. You get a multitude of various arms to use that range from a shotgun prosthetic arm as Nero, to a heat-seeking missile launcher arm, to a whip arm, and to even a freaking Buster arm that was ripped straight from the Mega Man verse. It's truly sensational through and through. And that's just Nero, people. There are 2 other characters to play as with unique fighting styles as well. A few chapters into the game, you then begin to play as a new and mysterious character known only as V at first, but don't worry, I'm not going to spoil anything here for you as much as possible. V at first may have a slight learning curve for some, but once you grasp how to control him, you'll be racking up those triple S smoking sexy style rank combos in no time. The thing about V that makes him unique is his only weapon is a cane, and he walks around half the time like a crippled Yoda, but beneath the surface, he can possess and control 3 demons by means of holy or unholy book that he reads out loud, and the Book of the Dead, if you will, that he reads from. One action button unleashes a griffin with lightning powers, while another button you call upon a shadow cat panther-like creature that unleashes spikes on all enemies in it that it runs over. Finally, if you build up enough of the Devil Trigger, I think you have to build 3 meters of the Devil Trigger, you can summon a frickin' demon rock golem to smash and collapse any fools who dare get in your way. All these 3 summoned demons will damage foes until they are weak enough for V to finish them off with his cane in a cool cinematic way. While I didn't take to the character of V himself personally throughout the majority of the game until they finally revealed who he truly was, I really loved his fighting style, and I think Capcom has set a new benchmark here and template for other games to use, and how to control a character that has been set forth minions to use at their disposal, and they're just sitting back chilling and fucking sipping tea in the meantime. But moving along, and the final and the best for last, people. And the final and best for last, people, is who I'm saving for the last, is the legacy character himself, the original Devil Hunter, known as Dante, the son of Sparda. And it's not just because he's a legacy character of the franchise that I love him so dearly. It's because of, kind of look at what's going to happen on screen in a moment here. I mean, to be honest, people, it's just, he's insane. He uses motorcycles to destroy people with one in each hand. And not only that, he uses that in tandem with his rebellion sword and also a Beowulf boot set that he just stomps on foes with, and then evolves the rebellion into the Sparta sword. It just gets crazier from there. I don't want to ruin it, and in the end you get like traditional weapons at the end of the game. You can get the Devil May Cry 3 legacy weapons, some of them in which I personally love. They took one of my most favorite weapons from the Devil May Cry 3 game and they gave it to us here, and it's good toward the end of the game. The Cerberus nunchaku weapons, and they are imbued with the nunchaku weapons. They have a lightning attack, fire attack, or ice attack, and tremendously powerful and arguably the best weapon in the game. What would be what you just previously saw, the Motorcycle Cavaliere. What is so damn special about the motorcycle melee weapon, you might be asking yourself. But when you can swing them around like the freaking Incredible Hulk, who can split a car in half, it's the equivalent of just seeing the Incredible Hulk, like I said, just split a car in half and then use both parts of that car as boxing gloves. And it's tremendous. It is tremendous, and it just makes you feel so empowered and just like a fucking badass, quite simply. Because, not only does he just swing them around, he just fuses them together and he just turns it into a fully demon-powered motorcycle and just runs over fools with. Like I said, you just feel invincible. Plus, Dante gets 4 different uniquely fighting styles to master, as seen in Devil May Cry 3 previously. You get the Royal Guard, which is more defensive fighting style and focuses on parrying encounters. Gunslinger, which is all about using your guns in the most pornographic fashion known to man. Swordmasher, which is my second favorite, which turns whatever sword you're possessing, including the motorcycles, into a cavalcade of cinematic delight. And finally, my favorite, the Trickster fighting style, which is my personal favorite, which allows you to simply teleport and vanish and evade enemy attacks and trick your foes. The gameplay is overall one of the features that makes the game come to life in such a vibrant and vivacious way, as well as apply a tight and responsive control scheme. The layout of the controls is quite simple yet effective all around, even though there are 3 unique characters to master. It's a hack and slash game and a shoot 'em up action game in one, through and through, and withholds remnants of the past action games controls, such as using triangle to swing your sword or square to shoot your gun if you're playing on the PlayStation 4, while utilizing a free-range camera with the right thumbstick and the top triggers for switching your weaponry, as well as using special demon attacks with circle remaining as the action button and X as your jump feature if you're playing on PlayStation. Upgrades are plenty too, and they come in the form of blue orbs, which upgrade your HP bar, purple orbs, which upgrade your devil trigger meter, and you can purchase upgrades for your skills and your arsenal with the red orbs that you find in levels or from killing foes. Gold orbs return too, which are pretty much continues and extra lives if you happen to perish on the battlefield. But yeah, with all that being said, I have not played an action game this airtight and crisp for quite some friggin' time. It was a naturally joyful experience and a delight in every single sense in the human body. Okay, so next up we have the story, narrative, and campaign section. So the story campaign runs for about 20 missions, and you will traverse many venues from the ruined streets of Earth to the human world, to the depths of fiery depths of hell, and even the icy depths of hell. The story of Devil May Cry started off in Devil May Cry 1 with a fairly simple story at first. You know, Sparta, your father, was famous for casting out the evil demon Lord Mundus, who was ended up being the boss in Devil May Cry 1, and locking him away in their realm, and therein choosing to remain in the human realm on Earth, where he established his own order, and ended up falling in love with a human, which made a hybrid baby, which was twin babies, Dante and Virgil, and half-breed sons, who, kind of took on the role from there. They kind of became rivals, and the story progressed with Devil May Cry 3, which was a prequel, blah, blah, blah. So Dante pretty much then grows up to form his own demon hunting business to follow in his father's footsteps, known as, of course, Devil May Cry, the title of the series. But since then, the story has somewhat spiraled into quite a roller coaster ride that's a bit not its strongest suit at times, but it's still coherent enough to appreciate nevertheless. Devil May Cry 2, which we never speak of, almost killed the franchise for it having no connect to the series whatsoever, but luckily it was saved with the prequel Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening, which the game took it back to its roots and offered some of the most insane and over-the-top action scenes not seen again since Devil May Cry 5 here today. I think Devil May Cry 5 is actually giving Devil May Cry 3 a run for its money in a lot of areas, including action. So now with that being said, Devil May Cry 5 does its best to tie the whole series together in one unify reaching branches of the previous 4 entries. Now without spoiling too much, just know that the game has a heavy focus on family, and for those of you who are previously intimate with Devil May Cry 3 will know what I'm talking about. The game wraps up on somewhat of a cliffhanger too, leaving fans drooling for the next game to come, to hope that it's as enthralling as Devil May Cry 5 is.
Nico, and her big mouth. What the hell's your problem? Where'd you learn to drive?
Yeah, so in terms of sound effects, nothing quite satisfies like the sense of hearing the flep rip apart from the demons as you rip them from your stationary and even moving motorcycle blades through them like a freaking hot knife through butter. Like the heftiest of hefty butters. The guns sound great too, as well as elemental attacks, which you can hear the delightful sizzle of lightning as you use your demon attacks to barbecue enemies around your playing field. The music is simply awesome as well, with the original theme song Devil Triggered, entitled Devil Trigger, playing from time to time during the certain cinematic sequences, while those hefty hard rock riffs and metal riffs play during the other combat segments, and truly will make you feel unstoppable at almost all times during the course of the game. The voice acting is almost top-notch too, and as we see the return of most of the original voice actors from the previous Devil May Cry games. Including from Dante to Trish, to Lady to Nero, and newcomers are like V and Nico, who do their job more than well enough to put a smile on the faces whenever they're on screen, whether it be to further the plot or just to use classical DMC banter we all know and love.
Hey, sorry, I gotta call you later. It's time to get back to work. got an arm. We're good.
It's a prototype, and this is the perfect place to test it out. Look, you're gonna use it, and it's a work of art.
Gotcha.
So in terms of replay value, I'm going to have to say this game has tremendously high as a kite at midnight on a windy night replay value about to take flight, because I had to literally yank myself away from partying with this game and starting this game on Son of Sparta's difficulty level, the difficulty level after normal, after the credits rolled, after the 20 plus missions, which spanned roughly 12 to 14 hours for me since I took my time and tried to get all the upgrades I could. I think I'm going to go back though and play it eventually on higher difficulty levels too, even if I ever managed to get away from Sekiro or even finish Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which is currently kicking my ass. I felt that both Human and Devil Hunter difficulty modes were just tad too easy for my taste, but then again, I am playing Sekiro, so you know, there is that. I do hear that Son of Sparta difficulty ramps it up, and also Dante Must Die ramps up the difficulties that unlock from there on in. They're truly brutal and do give you a run for your money if everyone's looking for that type of masochistic challenge. Okay, so overall score was going to have to be 9.5, baby, out of 10, because it's perfect, almost perfect, and yes, it is worth every single drop of your time. 110%, the definitive Devil May Cry experience here, people, of this century. Not only that, I will even go as far as saying this might be the best action game to date, period, the end. This game is going to go into my vault and will be there with my personal contender of the game of the year of 2019 so far, right alongside Resident Evil 2 and soon to be Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. It amazes me though that we are only one quarter out of 2019 already, and we already have 3 game of the year contenders right out of the gate. What a time to be alive, eh folks? Now go and play this amazing, wondrous game and see for yourselves what I mean by greatness.
I'll try it your way for once. Remember what we used to say? Jackpot.
Okay everyone, so that was my review of Devil May Cry 5. I hope you enjoyed it. Like always, thank you so much for the support and the love. It means the world to me. You guys are amazing. You make me positive and energetic and cheerful. Always, you're all your tremendous support. So what else can I say? Go pick up this puppy and play it. Play it until your heart's content. Play it beyond until your heart's content. Play it 4 different times. Play it on every difficulty with every single character until your thumbs bleed. So that's my recommendation. That is my diagnosis and my suggestion. So, and I will prescribe that with you, and I will bid you adieu. And you guys have a great day. Leave a like and a sub if you want on the channel. I really appreciate anything you guys can do. And other than that, with that being said, you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later.